Hey guys, it's time for Breakthrough with Coach Lou. Coming to you live from Accelerate Life University, XLR8Life.com. Coach Lou will help you break through anything that's stopping you. Are you ready to get the motivation, the energy, the life, and all the success you really want and deserve? With no further ado, here's Coach Lou.
Welcome back, my friends. It is Breakthrough with Lou, Monday morning, guys. We are officially 3 weeks into 2023. How we feel about that? How your goals coming along? How you been doing? Have you been following along with me on this 5-part journey we're doing in January of a new year, a new you? Okay, this isn't about this new world woo-woo stuff or anything else. It's just simply, it's time to dig in and go, who do I really need to be to do what I really want to do, to affect those that I love, to affect and to put out there in this world and get going what your mission is. When is the time to do that? 2023? Was it 2020? Was it 2018? Was it 2008? Are you going to wait till 2050? Are you going to wait till you graduate school if you're really young? Are you going to wait till you graduate college? What's up, Jimmy? Good morning, brother. Welcome on the show this morning. Good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. As always, when are you going to do this? When you retire, when you get a job, when you open a business, there's always this when, or gonna do someday, gonna. Well, you know what? That's what we're busting this month. In the month of January, we are busting the gonna do or yada do. I got a quick story for you. It was really funny years ago. I had an auction house in South Orlando. And many of you don't know that because it wasn't, big and whatever. But it was this little old guy that used to come up in this broken down U-Haul with his little cane, and nicest old man in the world. And he used to bring some junk, but, I was like, all right, he's a really hardworking old dude. My heart went out to him. So I'm like, of course we're going to sell his stuff. And he would come in all the time and go, Sonny, what you ought to do is this. What you ought to do is that. So I named him Mr. Yada-Do. I'd be like, hey, Mr. Yada-Do's here. And everybody was like, oh, that's funny. Oh, this got a little cutting edge to it. And I was like, yes. I said, yes and no. I said, I'm going to help the guy all you can. He's a great human being. Very, very wonderful person, working his butt off at an age he probably shouldn't have to in an old broken down U-Haul with no air. Okay, that's not where we want to wind up at his age, but I commended him for not being on public assistance and going, poor me. The dude was motivated, but a lot of it was garbage picking. But it was okay, but it wasn't okay because there was a lesson to be learned there. Because I thought very quickly, I'm like, oh, what a nice man, what a smart guy. He's been in this, in the resale business forever. And I thought, wow, but not somebody I want to model after. Because Mr. Yada-Do always told me what I ought to do, but he didn't show me what I ought to do. Other than his work ethic, I was like, he's working like that because he has to put food on the table every day at 70-something years old. And I was like, well, I don't know if I necessarily need to take his advice when it comes to business. Again, I highly respected him. Very, very nice human being and very hardworking. But I was like, well, I don't know if I want to take his business advice, because when you're going to take somebody's advice and pattern after them, you probably don't want to pattern after somebody who's struggling. You want to pattern after success. And that's what I'm here to bring to you, over this month. And overall is the successes. And it's not that I'm your God guru, successful, multi-millionaire, billionaire, etc. There's some of my mentors that, I'm not even the same league nearly financially in that. I don't have the jet airplane and stuff like that. But also, what I've learned even from some of my mentors that I do pay attention to and learn from that do have jet airplanes is it's not only about getting the stuff or the money. It's about who you become. And that's the important part about how you serve your community, you guys, and how you serve your communities. This isn't all following Coach Lou Ohm stuff. I don't want you to become a bunch of, followers of Coach Lou Ohm. I want you to go out there and be leaders in your community, your family, your world, make your world better. That's why I'm doing this. Because if we all make our worlds better and the people around us better, the world's going to get better, okay? All right, so let's get down to it. This is our part 3 of 5-part series for this month, a new year, new you. Last week we talked about having a clear target. Okay, what did we learn? Learn how to swallow. That just didn't sound right. No, what did we learn from that? We learned that you can't hit what you can't see, number 1. Number 2, if it's not clear, you can't define it. And if you can't define it, you don't know how to take an active approach at it. Thanks, Jimmy. All right. Jimmy, what's up, buddy? Well, we're off to a good start this week. So we discovered we can't hit what we can't see, right? So I think we can all agree that you gotta clearly define your goal that you're after, correct? You gotta know what it is you're after. And I think we did that last week. Hopefully, if not, go back and watch last week's show, guys. Go over to acceleratelife.com and watch the replays. That's why I have all the replays. We have God knows how many, over a year plus of replays of the show on there for you. So go back and do that. But then what? Then you go, okay, I know what I want. And that's where Rhonda did really good with The Secret in envisioning and knowing what you want and oming and, envisioning. And I know I'm going to get this and I'm going to get this. And that's great. But you can't do it just sitting on your ass on your living room sofa either. At the point you know where you want, you got to go on that hunt. You got to take action, right? That's the word, action. You hear me use it all the time. Okay? So I'm glad you asked that. Then what? Because that's what we're here for today. Okay? So we can do all the fine and dandy stuff, but you got to go do the work. And that's when it's like, oh, okay. At first it's exciting. Get out there, you kick some ass. Then it's like, oh, I got to do this again. I got to get up and work out again. I got to get up and cold call again. Again. Yeah, it's always exciting when you first set that goal and envision that outcome. Yay, fun. That is the most fun part of it initially. But then you go through the steps and you go, oh my, this is work. Oh my, this is work. Yeah, that's where tenacity and persistence may be good. And it's good to have that, but it may give out. There's only so much you want to eat tofu and rice and beans if you're on a diet. And I don't recommend any of that. In the dietary, what I teach is a flexitarian approach that you can enjoy and use that as a tool in everything. But what'll pull you through longer than tenacity and persistence is a strong power of why. Okay? Let me give you an example. Just think about this. You're in a building, you leave, maybe you live in an apartment building, just use that as an example. You leave and, all of a sudden you're driving down the road and the place is engulfed in flames and you're like, I left a $20 bill on the counter in there. Or let's not even say it's your house. That might be too much to go. I left a $20 bill on the counter in that building. Maybe it was just a warehouse building and you were buying a part. And you're like, and you go running back there and you see that there was only one stock guy in there and he's out and the building's on fire. Are you going to run inside for that $20 bill and risk your life? No. Maybe you're the firefighter that pulls up on the scene, okay? And this building's fully engulfed and, the guy that was behind the counter says, there's this huge propane tank in there and if it burns much longer, it's going to blow the whole city block. Boom, you're the firefighter, you run in, you get that tank cooled down, start working on putting that fire out, you don't think about it. What is your why? Okay, the $20 bill that you left on the counter, I'm not risking my life to run in there and grab that. The firefighter, why did he do it? A commitment to the job, a commitment to protecting the people around that area from an explosion. Whatever his strong why was, number one, it's his duty. He's got a strong commitment there, okay? So then you go, well, yeah, he risked his life. That's part of the job, okay? Let's take another approach to this. You went in there, you left $20 with your child to finish the transaction, and your kid's still in the building and it's engulfed in flames. Now what? You sit there and go, well, let me wait for the fire department. They're 10 minutes out. I don't think so. I don't care who you are. Your child's in that building. Your spouse is in that building. Your parents in that building. somebody you love is in that building, you're going in. Because that goes to the rule of we will do more for those that we love than we will do for ourselves. We will lay our lives on the line for the ones that we love, yet we won't get up a half hour earlier and go for a walk every day to start healing. Huh. Amazing, isn't it? You'll run into a burning building for somebody you love, but you won't get up a half hour earlier to go for a walk to save your own life and to start conditioning your own heart and your health. Think about it. Wow. So there's 3 levels. $20? Hell no, I'm not going in there. You're a firefighter? Yes, this is my job. I'm committed. Your child's in there? There's no question. So you go, why are we talking about a burning building here, Coach? Because if you assign that powerful why to what you're doing, you don't have to have all that tenacity and all that commitment and all that structure, and you're going to go for it. If you don't have that powerful why, you're not going to go for it. It's just that simple. You're never going to put in the same effort without a powerful why. Let's take another one. Let's talk about making money. Oh yeah, this is sexy right here. Let's make some money, honey. Okay, number 1 would be, I want to make a few more bucks because, I'd like to, buy some more cool clothes. How motivating is that? Some people really like the clothes, but you might work a little harder or take a couple hours overtime this week, knowing you're going to buy those new Ed Harvey jeans or whatever the hell you call them. All right. How about I want to buy a nicer home? Why? Oh, well, because it would make a nicer place for my family, and it would be nice, and the kids could play out in the yard instead of the concrete parking lot if you're in an apartment. Well, that's a pretty good motivator, right? That might be something that would get you off your butt a lot more than I want to buy a new pair of Ed Harvey jeans. All right, just saying. What if your child or your spouse needs a life-saving surgery in 6 months and you got to pay $100,000 for it, and you're making $30,000 a year right now, and if you don't pay that, they're going to die? Let this sink in. Would you find a way to come up with $100,000? Okay, one way or the other? Or would you just say, hey, too bad, kid, too bad, honey, it's been real. Thanks a lot for hanging out with me, but I don't really want to work that hard. I doubt that would come out of your mouth, okay? Wow. Yeah, we went from a couple of bucks to buy some more jeans to saving somebody's life. Whole different motivation level. There's your why. Well, how do you find your deepest why? Okay, and this isn't mine, and I learned it from Dean, but it isn't Dean's either. I think he got it from one of his mentors. How do you find this? It's called the 7 levels deep, and we're not going to go through it all today, but basically the gist of it is you, oh, Jimmy, give April any choices she wants, my man. All right, so what you do is you ask yourself, why do I want this? Then you get an answer and you say, well, why do I want that answer? Why do I want? Some science or miracle or art or something to it, and I don't know what it is, but on the 7th time, with the 6th or 7th time, you get this overwhelming truth of why. And usually there's tears involved, and you might get pissed off in the middle of it. You might get all happy. It's a huge emotional process. And it's asking yourself why 7 times and getting the next answer and then going, why do I want that? For instance, why do I want to make some more money? Why? Well, because life would be easier. Why would life be easier? Well, because I would be able to have, not worry so much. I wouldn't fight with my spouse. Why would you not want to fight with your spouse? Well, it's going to cost me my marriage in the long run, and my kids are, and then all of a sudden your final why is because you can't stand being controlled by somebody else anymore. You need to be the one that steps up and provides for your family and makes the decisions, not somebody else. You need freedom. Okay, so you end up with this at the end of it, where originally if somebody says, why do you need to make more money? Why, I need to take some stress off. Into, I need to be totally free to, take care of my family and create our destiny together. Whole different feeling than I need to pay off a few more bills, okay? You see what I'm saying here? And it doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen without work. I'm just simply saying when you've got the power of why driving you, either it's a negative power of why, of I'm going to lose out badly if I don't take action, or a real positive power of why that's going to pull you towards it, of this amazing thing you're going to have when you follow through. And honestly, it's a double-edged sword. The pain pushes and the pleasure pulls. You need both. You need the carrot and the stick, because otherwise, just going towards pleasure, you'll do more to avoid pain than you will to gain pleasure. Isn't that a shame in this world? That is how we're wired. If it's painful, we're going to avoid it. If it's pleasureful, well, maybe we'll get around to it. And don't you deserve some pleasure in your life? Have you not, you're not a great human being that has something to offer? And let me put it to you this way. You might say, well, I'm comfortable, I'm content. Okay, well, who can you help when you're comfortable and content? Well, myself? Well, that's pretty damn greedy. How about going on and above and beyond yourself, your family, your community? And I'm not, when you know me, I am not saying give handouts. I'm saying give a hand up when somebody needs it. That's the thing you do. You give somebody, like we're doing on the show here. Okay, this isn't a handout. Yeah, I'm not charging you for it. At the end, I wanted to introduce you to something you could buy, and I would get a small commission on it. It's no multi-level crap. It's something that'll make your life amazing, but it's not something you can't use something else to do. It's about organization, though, so stick around. But seriously, I'm doing this because it's something that can help you grow, okay? And giving is not, here's a buck, here's to the homeless person on the side of the street. You want to help the homeless person on the side of the street, give them a damn bottle of water because they're probably dehydrated. Do not give them money so they can go drink more booze and get more dehydrated. And people argue with me, well, I'm just give to give, and what they do with it's their business. Well, no, if you're supporting the negative lifestyle, you're really not doing something for a person. If you do something that helps them, you never know when the one person goes, oh my God, I thought I was going to die from thirst, and this kind person pulled up somebody I would have normally said, oh, that bitch or that bastard in that BMW or that Mercedes, must be nice, and you gave them a bottle of water and you basically saved their life that day. You could turn their life around like that. Well, that person wants to go someday to be you. Another quick story. Years ago, we had one of the families that we took care of at the Christmas, for our Christmas drive. And, brought this young lady and her children. She had a broken arm. She couldn't work at the moment, and really just was a wonderful person, but she was injured. And, reached out and said, hey, can I get on the list? And, we said, yeah. So took her over a bunch of presents and food and stuff for Christmas, and she was so grateful. And the year after, she was doing better and gotten back into the workforce and stuff, but still not easy on her. So we did it again. Third year, I check in with her, and she's like, no, what you could really do for me is maybe talk to me a little bit about how I can start a food pantry, because we're doing quite well now. And I know I'm not going to change the world, but I'd like to change a few lives to get started. And I damn near had tears in my eyes, because it wasn't about a handout. It wasn't she's going, oh, good, let me get something more for free. It was about, you inspired me because you were there for me when I needed help. Now I want to be there for somebody else because I don't need the help now, but it's time to pay it forward. Wow, okay. So, yeah. When you don't have a powerful why, your success drops because you have nothing to pull or push you through it, okay? When your why is strong enough, you'll get the power to power through no matter what. And many times this leads to massive growth and learning, so later on you can use that same step, that same recipe to do it again when other challenges come up in life, or you have other goals or adventures you set to go after, okay? So your homework today is to look at that clear goal from last week, and I'm assuming you have a clear written goal from last week. If you do not, do that immediately after the show this morning. Go back and watch last week's show, and you can go back and watch this one in about an hour when I have it fully processed and up on the site. And set it in motion today with a powerful why. Write down, do the 7 levels. Why do I want this? Why? Why do I want that? Why do I want that? And just build upon it. And then go after it like you would your next breath. Want your goal as much as you want to breathe. Have you ever been underwater in the pool and you're under there going, I'm going to stay under for a minute. And as you get to like 52 seconds, you want to breathe so bad. You want to breathe so bad, and you pop out of that water and you're like, well, want your goal like you want that. Okay? Feel that way about it. And see what gets done. If you go, oh, it must be nice, I'd like to get a parking space up front of Walmart today. All right, that's not a real goal, okay? And most of the people that wish for a parking space right up front, unless you're disabled and there's a reason, that you cannot walk, most of the people that wish for a parking space up front, you can tell by when they get out of their car that they don't care to put any extra effort into their bodies, okay? Who cares if you get a parking space up front? Again, unless you really, it's a need. I understand that, but that's the tiny percentage of the people watching. Most of y'all have legs and get up. Most of y'all could probably, no matter what shape you're in, use a little more walking. I could. I'm not going to tell you, but I like to park a little further away. I don't want to be right at the front door, walk in, grab something, go back out and had, 25 steps. Get out and breathe a little. Just saying. All right, so look at that goal. Turn it into something that you want as bad as you want to take your next breath. And get to work. Next week, we're going to take it to the next step. So you have to tune in next week to see what's next. I do have some amazing things coming up. We have made a decision on our goal creation workshop. We've got a couple extra things we've added into it, and it's growing. We're going to do a free guest event goal creation workshop. You heard me, free, on February 23rd. I'll release the details. It's going to be in the evening, so you guys are home from work and that. Had a lot of people tell me that Sunday's not a really great day to do those. Plus, I don't love working on Sunday too much myself, but I will for you guys. But it's going to be in the evening. And you're going to have the free option to where you don't have to pay a dime for this. And that's a hard pill to swallow for me because there's a lot of effort that went into building this workshop. And I was like, you know what though? You guys need to get a taste of what's possible for you. So, yep, I will next week have all the details out there for you. And I have a really special surprise coming up by month end that I'm going to announce to you to keep you engaged, get you engaged in you, keep you engaged in you, and keep the momentum of your success going. Why not? Guys, I don't know how much clearer to say this. You got one life. Okay, if you died today and you were on your deathbed, would you regret the life you've led? And you might say, well, not really regret it, but regret what I didn't do. Or would you say, wow, I far exceeded what I could have ever believed when I was a teenager envisioning the rest of this life? And if you're a teenager, get your vision up. Guys, I watch you young'uns, okay? And I used to be a young'un, and I remember my goal was to retire by 40. She had at 37, I could have, and then things happened, and it took that dream away. But you know what? I'm never going to retire. But things were going really well, and we had an economic train wreck that did some destruction. And I could look back and go, oh, I wish I had dumped all the properties first. I wish I had done this. I wish I had. You know what? It was my Harvard education 3 times over, because I could have gone to Harvard 3 times over for what I lost. But it was okay because guess what? I wouldn't be here today with these tools. I learned so much through those years. And I think you all know that's a 2008 real estate crash. Learned so much that I can now apply to going forward and teaching you guys. So again, we got a special announcement for the end of the month. Now, real quick before we go this morning, and I'm not sure what our time frame is here. We're good. I don't want to keep you too long. So listen up. I want to talk real quickly about organization. Okay, just a brief moment. When we're managing our pursuit of success, we need a home base to keep it all, to be able to go back to and do our planning, do our scheduling, do our distinctions, write down the new things, keep a log of what you learn. Oh my God, I learned how to do something new at work today that makes my job go even smoother, and I created this thing. And you know what? If you don't have it somewhere, it's gone. My God, I've heard it put that you need to have a notepad by the side of your bed, so when you wake up at 3 a.m. with a great idea, you better write it down because it's gone by 6. And it's happened time and time again. You need home base. And I love digital technology. I'm coming to you on digital technology this morning. And I love stuff like Google Calendar. It's nice. You can put it in there. You can see it on your phone, your computer. It can ding to remind you. But you can't plan on Google Calendar. You can't draw stuff out. You can't write out workflows. You can't do your goals on Google Calendar. You can put in your action items that have to take care of, happen on certain days, as you know from some of my other teachings. But I love to write stuff down. And when you write it down, it's a cause set in motion. The problem has always been, how do you merge this? Okay. So you put in Google Calendar for your appointments, you got the paper planner, or you got your notebook and your journal, and you got all these different things. And then you go back to, where do I find that? And I still do it. I got a notebook on my desk, okay? And I still use it. Then I'm like, shit, where was that? I had an idea for a show. Oh, wait, no. I think oh my God, I threw that page away. Oh my God, that was the other notebook. That's the other thing with notebooks. Can't only have one, right? Because you grab one, when you're at the office and you leave it there and you, oh damn, I'll write it in my home, I'll write it in my journal, and you got all this stuff all over the place. And again, Google Calendar, you can schedule your appointments and time reminders, but that's about all it's good for. So I searched long and hard. Everybody's got a planner, everybody's got a planning method, blah, 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 blah. Yet, well, it won't work with the computer, but it'll work on this. But it's do it on paper because it's better on paper. Nope, do it on the computer. Just use Google Calendar and put it in the notes. And it's like, your head wants to burst. Then I found it. One day, I open up and doing a search. I'm like, I have got to get my time shit under control. Guys, I go through this too. Don't think that you're the only one with time issues, or your neighbor, or that I'm God's gift to guru of time. I have the same 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, and 24 hours in a day you do, and occasionally have some trouble managing all that. Auction business, auctions, training, coaching, show, educational website. I'm ripped in a bunch of different directions. And hey, be a spouse, be a dad, be a be an uncle, be a friend. After a while, you run out of time. Okay, so one day I'm like, I have got to find something that works, and I want something that works with my iPad and my desktop and my phone. And then I came across it. It was like the light at the end of the tunnel. And thank you, Brandon Bondoffer, for doing this. Brandon created Keys to Success planners. They work with OneNote, GoodNote, all the digital devices, the computer. I use OneNote personally. I love it. And the best part is it like syncs on all your devices, but you can write, draw, map. Everything goes on there. So if I scribble something in and draw a workflow on a goal page on my iPad, and I open it up on my desktop, I see the same thing. And then I can add to it. I can type into it. There's calendars, there's goal setting sheets, there's project managers, there's meeting notes, there's CRM stuff. It's like, oh my God, this is like everything you could ever want in one place. And I was like, yes. So I got it. And I started using it. And I do the block time, because the cool thing is, like, on the calendar, and you can't do this on most things. I mean, you can on a paper and you can draw a block around it, but I can create these block times for, like, okay, this is PC, personal care, whether it's workout or going to the chiropractor. This is, Breakthrough with Lou show is in this block, and it's got a different color border. So I can look at a week, a month, or a day and go, this is my times. This is what I'm going to work on. Now, things are flexible. Shit happens. I get it. But it's really helped me to map out, like, what are the shows for this month? I can't just, it's only so far sticky notes can go. And plus, you can put sticky notes in there. I created sticky notes you can use inside of it. And you can upload pictures and links. And it's like, okay, if I want to have a link to, this reference, it's there. Boom. Let me go to this meeting notes, where I had a meeting with so-and-so, where I had a meeting with the people from Life Boost to set that up. I need my Life Boost affiliate link so I can send it to somebody. Well, good. That's in my Life Boost meeting notes there. I don't have to sit there and go through my email and go, what is my affiliate link? Do this all the time. And I know I'm being animated this morning, but let's face it. We all do this stuff. All right, so it's a lengthy commercial. Let me get to it. I'm going to put the link in. Yes, I'm an affiliate, and that was an afterthought. I was using it, and I was like, I contacted him. I'm like, can we do an affiliate deal here? Because I would love to be able to get my clients and my people to be able to use this. 2 reasons. Number 1, it's absolutely flipping amazing. Number 2, Brandon's cool as can be. He's a good family man, young kids, hard-working young guy, busting his butt to get, take care of his family. But he's really good people, really good morals, very helpful person, and absolutely love to see people taking and doing something good for the community. But number 2, I was like, this can work together. If we're doing, some goal setting and we all use a similar planner, it's easy for me to teach you that, hey, if you use this page with this goal setting format and that, wham, we're all on the same page together. Now, you can use other planners. I'm not saying you got to get this, and it's not very expensive at all. Okay, that's the cool part of it. It's not like you're going to be spending tons and tons of money. One caveat, I will tell you, have Brandon do your install. It's much easier. Take him 15 minutes, but it'll take you 30 or 40 minutes to do. Your time is worth more than whatever the $8 or something he charges you to log in your computer, boom, sets it up how you want it, whether you start with a Monday or a Sunday week, whatever your options. But it's amazing, guys. I mean, just amazing. So, yes, I'm an affiliate. I make a small commission. Trust me, I'm not getting rich on it. But I didn't do it. I didn't get his stuff because of that. I got it because it's the best thing I found. And use whatever works best for you. But I was absolutely amazed. I pursued the affiliate situation and said, hey, I wasn't like, who's got a good affiliate program? I love affiliate and working together in teamwork, but that will never, ever, ever be the number 1 reason I recommend something to you. Okay? Take that one to the bank. There's things, I recommend Tony Robbins programs. I wish I had an affiliate program with Tony. Okay? Amazing. But I'm not going to tell you that, don't go to a UPW because I'm not going to get paid if I refer you to my rep over at Tony's to get you into an event. No, it's amazing for you. That's not the reason I would do it. But if I can have an affiliate link, it helps keep the show going. Make sense? And I recommend this for you guys too. If you find something great in your somebody in your community that people look up to in that, you find something great, share it, and amen, Jimmy. If you find something that's great, and you can also make a little extra on it to keep the momentum of what you're doing, that's great. But don't ever compromise yourself for $1. I love that, Jimmy. Amen. We don't ever compromise for $1. There's so much more that we do, so much more that's exciting out here than just money. Now, I highly recommend success And I don't say be a martyr. No, make all you can, because you can't help anybody if you can't even help yourself. Once you can help yourself and then there's extra, you can start to help your community, your world. But you can't do it if you're broke. So step up and get going. It doesn't mean you just make a decision, all of a sudden money rains on you. But I found that when it comes down to it, when you're making $10, it's easier to contribute $1 than it is to go, well, I'm going to wait till I make $1 million and try to contribute 100,000. Does that make sense? If you start on a giving mindset now, and maybe you don't have $1 to give, but you give of yourself. When you give, it comes back. Especially when you give from the heart, it comes back to you. If you do things and you see somebody in need and you give them a hand up or a word of something that gets them going and it makes a difference, you don't sit there and go, where's my reward now, God? But let me tell you something. No matter how you call your God, I call God God, no matter how you call your Creator's going to get back to you when you give from your heart. Just remember that. And this isn't a sermon this morning, guys. If I'm turning red and you notice I'm turning red, that is called niacin vitamin. Every once in a while it goes, so if I've turned all red, I'm not blushing. It's just my niacin kicking in this morning. So anyway, guys, it is time. I just looked at the time. I probably kept you a little bit longer this morning, but I really appreciate each and every one of you get on the show. I appreciate those of you, and Jimmy, especially you, because you're always on and you're always interacting. I appreciate you guys getting on here. Share this. This is not a big secret. I don't want it to be a secret. I want it to be your secret weapon in motivating you, but share this with everybody. Get everybody on. Let's build this community even stronger, so that we can touch more lives and get people to do one major thing. You got to take responsibility for you. Doesn't mean it's always easy, but you take responsibility for your reaction and your responses to everything in life. That makes a big difference. All right, I think we're going to sign off for the morning because you guys got to do some work. You guys got to get going on what we did today. So do the 7 levels deep, find your power of why, live with faith, energy, passion. Always live your dreams, guys. And I will see you on the next roundabout.
Ready to take it to the next level? Next level? Tune in to xlr8life.com for our live shows, encore presentations, life-changing courses, and live coaching with Coach Lou himself. As Coach Lou always says, live with faith, energy, love, passion, and always live your dream.